You're listening to BLXCR Talk Show Radio, your community informative podcast. Assalamu alaikum. This is Brother Levon, ex of BLXCR Talk Show Radio. Today we got a great program because we're talking about relationships from love, space, and time. Brother Vernon and Sister Kamisha is definitely bringing a great conversation. We also want to support our listening artist for today, Goalden Chyld, which you can support on any Spotify or listening program. And we also have a beautiful clip from the Honorable Minister Farrakhan dealing with the keys of a successful marriage. You don't want to miss this great podcast. Let's get into it. May God continue to bless you all. Peace.
Life insurance policies. Long distance committed relationships. So you're together. This is your person. They just may be in the next state or in the next country. You guys are with it. That's your ride or die.
Mm-hmm.
What you think about that?
Again, when you talk about financial literacy, if you've never heard of it, look this up. Infinite banking.
Infinite banking?
Infinite banking.
Mm-hmm.
A book called Be Your Own Bank or Becoming Your Own Bank. I think Ken Blanchard is the author of the book. But he basically started the infinite banking movement. He didn't start it, but he popularized it. He came out with this book and said, hey, there's a whole school of thought that has been around for hundreds of years where wealthy people use insurance as a wealth building tool. That's how they stay wealthy, right? They don't put credit cards and they don't take out loans. They have insurance policies that have cash value, and they use that for anything that they would have to borrow for. It's not financial advice. Vernon didn't come up with the idea. This is just something that everybody should look into.
Right.
But as far as making sure that you leave something to cover your obligations and responsibilities, for whoever you leave behind, it only makes sense to have some type of insurance in place. If you're in a relationship, if you're committed, if this is the person that you say, hey, I'm with you for the rest of my life, for the rest of your life, then yeah, you should do something to benefit that person, even if you are not around anymore. That just shows how much you love and care about that person. You're thinking about their future. My vision has to be big enough to encompass you and yours. I intend to live a long time. But
me too.
I still got to prepare for the worst day as just as much as I prepare for the bright and sunny day.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that that's something that eventually, the more people talk about financial literacy, the more people come up with a plan for where they want to go in life, then you should definitely look into that and find out how to utilize it so that you and everything that's important to you and me and everything that's important to me can benefit.
Absolutely. I definitely believe that is important. It's too many times, just in general, too many times I've seen people pass away. And then the next thing you know, there's some type of GoFundMe or plea on social media to send money to, help pay for somebody's funeral. And I'm just like, it's not that expensive to have a policy for some life insurance, but we're just not thinking about that. Some of us are in survival mode, where the biggest thing that we can accomplish throughout our day is getting a good meal to eat.
There are many people
back and
like
forth
that.
to work. To have the desire to, have a life insurance policy that's going to benefit your family, that's just like as far from my mind as the moon is from the earth.
See, and that's unfortunate. It's absolutely important. It's more important than that new bag or the new pair of shoes. More important than that trip, to the Jazz Fest. Is more important than, at some point, people just have to reprioritize. There's a way that successful people and people who are able to acquire power and hold on to it, there's a way that they operate, and then there's a way that people who complain about
Everything.
They complain about being stuck in traffic, complain about the job that they got to go to, complain about how they work so hard and don't make enough money. Two totally different ways of operating. So, start learning the vocabulary of people who are applying the mathematics right.
You're listening to BLXCR Talk Show Radio, your community informative podcast.
You know. Yes, sir. Alhamdulillah. It's the return of the gods.
Understand how things are up here.
Look, born for everything that I'm doing. Just know I know that. The devil want me off of my post, but I'ma hold that. They think they know me just cause they follow me on the gram. I got a side to put the fear of God in you, but I don't show that. Mama always tell me be careful. Brothers tell me be careful. Wifey tell me be careful. I'm in the trenches. If I die, I die. No, I'm not crazy. I just know if they want knock my noodles out, then they gotta get his permission. I don't act tough. I'm just built different. They can't scare me. They can't buy me. I know God gon' take care of me. Brothers know that I give my last and go hungry. I fast. That's why soldiers got my back like up in therapy. I am not them. They are not me. I'm a godsend. Talk the way I talk cause I know he behind me. Tell my brothers playing with women could be the death of you. Got one wife. I don't play games. Don't got a side piece. Return of the gods. I got soldiers with me. Ain't none of us perfect, but we coming to get the prize. There's something different about us. You can see it in our eyes. Cause what we came to get, we down to pay for with our lives. Look, pushing unity for sure. Know I'ma stand on it. Enemy wanna stop us. I know they plan on it. But it's our time. You hear me? Yeah, it's our time now. This our movement. I know Allah got his hands on it. You know GC bring them soldiers out. Connected in the trenches cause I'm solid, I don't go for clout. I know killers wanna make an honest living but still trapping in the trenches cause the truth is they don't know the route. Look, but our power in our unity. I know everybody ain't gon' come together, that ain't new to me. But if it's 50 million of us in America, if 1 million of us locked in, we could renew the streets. Look, I love my brothers, I don't do the beef. Just cause we don't see eye to eye don't mean I want you to bleed. Pray my generation don't let religion divide us. Enemy or kill us both and don't care about what me or you believe. Return of the gods. I got soldiers with me. Ain't none of us perfect, but we coming to get the prize. There's something different about us, you can see it in our eyes. Cause what we came to get, we down to pay for with our lives. You know.
You're listening to BLXCR Talk Show Radio, your community informative podcast.
I bear witness that training ourselves out of that poverty mindset and switching to the abundant mindset it has to be an everyday practice.
Yeah.
It has to be something that you do for yourself every day in order to be able to see the change. It does help reprogramming. It definitely does help your attitude. We got time for one more question. Okay.
Only one more.
So who do you think should be responsible for paying the bills in the household? So after this long distance couple has closed the gap and they're living in the same household, in your mind, who should be responsible for paying the bills, managing the household?
I think a household should be run like a business enterprise. You know that economics, the actual word economics, the root of economics means house, managing the house. That's what.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's the root of it. Even though they say home economics, but economics is basically how you manage the resources of the household. So the approach shouldn't be about who takes care of it. It's a system that's supposed to run. And it has to be maintained by everybody who's in and benefiting from that system. You know? So it's everybody's responsibility to make sure there ain't no lights just on in the house when nobody's using that room. It's everybody's responsibility. It's everybody's responsibility to make sure that the faucets ain't running. Those are systems. The thermostat. Those are systems that keep the whole house and everybody in it comfortable and viable. So it's just something that has to be in place. Who pays the bills? The income producing assets that every family should have is who should be paying the bills or what should be paying the bills.
What should be paying the bills? Because wouldn't it be nice to have something that's generating income for you every month that you don't have to go out there and give your blood, sweat, and tears to get?
That's a novel concept.
Imagine that.
Imagine that.
Imagine living off the interest of your investments and you just have all this money going into your bill account and all your bills just automatically draft from that account and you don't even have to think about it.
See, and if you do that properly, if you get with people who can advise you on that, they can show you the benefits of making sure that you structure your life properly so that you get the benefit that business owners have. There are many times business owners can, again, not giving advice to anybody, not telling anybody, consult with professionals. Go to camnonservices.com and you can find out all about this. But for business owners who have a home office, imagine if you have an office in your home that is literally using a percentage of your square footage, using a percentage of your utilities. That can be very beneficial. That can save you a lot of money and it can make you a lot of money. So it's worth looking into. And for those of you who trade time for money and you got to work 40 hours or 50 hours and you can't stand that, it's so much more beneficial and advantageous to have something that you are doing for yourself or something that works for you. So you don't have to work for it.
Yes. Let your money earn your money. Earn you more money or something like that, right? But you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying.
Right direction. But hey, that brings to mind the fact that we are lining up. We have our first sponsor for the show, for the podcast.
Really?
Yes, indeed. So
you are full of surprises, Vernon.
Yes, indeed. Y'all better recognize. So every time we do this, you're probably going to hear something from our sponsors, camnonservices.com. Check out the website, find out some of that education. They got weekly seminars and resources that you can plug into and everything that you need to know just to manage your own household, or if you have the entrepreneurial bug, you want to start a business or you are already in business and you want to make sure that you're flowing in the right direction and improving your bottom line. Camnon Business Services at camnonservices.com. Check them out.
I heard that, and I've been studying this concept, and I have had the entrepreneurial bug a couple of times over my life. And, it's just, that's how, like you said, you can have write-offs from your business. If you have your office operating from your home, your vehicles, equipment that you buy. So I like the entrepreneurial spirit that I'm seeing. And I have some things in the pipeline too. I just have to focus for 10 minutes to be able to get myself situated. Yes, because working in that 9 to 5, I'm grateful that I can do that, but that is not how I want to live the rest of my life.
Yeah. Everybody gets to a certain point where you can't do it like you used to. So while you can, you better put some things in place.
Absolutely. And let your money work for you.
It's worth sacrificing now.
How much time do we have left?
We got another minute or two.
Okay. Let's see. Finance and work. Some of these questions are for after you have moved in with your long distance partner or you're married to your long distance partner. So
got something to look forward to. What's that one? What's one of those? Might be some people listening who are in that situation. They got to answer these questions too.
So this is a very interesting question for the finance and work section, though. It says, what act of kindness have you done lately? I believe in acts of kindness, and I do look for opportunities to do something unexpected for somebody else and not ask for anything in return. My last act of kindness was, I'm telling on myself. I was going to Dunkin' Donuts last Friday. And you know how it is in downtown Atlanta, people always asking for something.
Mm-hmm.
So I was going in the door and the brother was standing there. He was talking to me and I was just like, I really don't want to pay attention to that right now. So I walked in the door and then as I was getting my little donut, something was like, just listen to what the man has to say. So I walked back out the door and I was like, what'd you say to me, brother? And he was like, yeah, I want to see if you could buy me some coffee and, whatever else he asked for. I said, okay, fine, but you got to come in here and order it now. Just pay for it. So he said what he wanted and I paid for it. So that was my act of kindness because I don't pull out my wallet for too many people, especially if I don't know you. Because I work hard for my money and I try to make sure that, if my children need me, I got room to be able to help them, so I'm kind of like, I don't just give my money away, quote unquote, but that was my act of kindness for that day.
Good act of kindness. Let me see. My most recent act of kindness was today. Oh. I prepared a meal. I prepared a meal for my mother.
Nice.
This morning I cooked one of her favorite things. And I said, there you go. Did that just because I know you like it.
Oh, what was that? Now I'm curious.
Zucchini squash. Some people do grits and squash or squash and fish or whatever. I just made breakfast. I just hooked up some zucchini, sauteed it with the onions and the peppers.
You're good for sauteing some vegetables.
Do that thing. That was my most recent. No, that wasn't my most recent act of kindness because as I was walking the dog in the middle of the daggone street, there was a little turtle.
Aww.
And I guess the little turtle was out there because it was, it was hot and it was warm. The turtle just sitting in the middle of the street, just like, I feel so good.
He was enjoying it.
But a car was coming. He wasn't going to be enjoying it for long. So I stopped the traffic and I was trying to hurry the little turtle along, right? He was big enough, he's small enough. I could have probably picked him up like that. But I'm from the city. I ain't used to stuff like that. I was like, he ain't going to bite me. So, I try to reach down there for him. He started looking at me like, what you doing? Get off me. So I didn't want to touch him too much. And he didn't want me to touch him too much. So, as I moved closer to him, he started running. And then I moved closer.
No,
he started running out the middle of the street. So we did all that until we got to the driveway, and then I let the car go past.
That was very nice of you. You are a brave humanitarian.
Well, he was a little turtle. If he was big, I'd have been like, I'm staying on the sidewalk. Watch and see what's going to happen. I would have yelled at him from the sidewalk, you better move.
Right. Like I do when I'm in the car in the morning in my road rage. Oh my gosh.
You see me coming.
We need more acts of kindness in the world today.
Mm-hmm. We sure do. But that is it. That is the end of this episode. No Romance Without Finance. We'll probably have to revisit this again. I would like to have this conversation with some other people in it.
Yeah, just things just did not go like we thought they would go today, but we live to fight another day, babe.
There you go. We just keep it rolling.
Keep it rolling.
Well, all right. Thank you all for joining us. And thank you for being here with me. And
of course, visit www.lovespaceandtime.com. Send us your information. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram, Love, Space, and Time Podcast. And we'll see you guys next time.
All right. Peace, y'all.
We fall, quote unquote, in love with a person. We say, I love her, or I love him. But if there is true love present, there is a commitment to service. To service. A woman that loves a man serves a man. A man that loves a woman serves a woman. Not sexually serving and then the service is over, but a continual service or fulfilling of need. Are we clear?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Now, since man and woman are created in need, then each of us has a duty to the other to help fulfill need. It is the carrying out of a duty that fosters the love. Now, I know this romantic thing in the Western Hemisphere is quite a thing in our lives, and all of us look at television. We spend an awful lot of time watching these soap operas probably, and you see people fall in and out of love as often as they fall in and out of bed.
That's right. Go ahead.
And we say, oh, this is something here. Well, brother and sister, we are going to have to be much more careful about our use or misuse of language. We have to recognize that if you don't have an experience with a person, you have the potential for great love, but the love may not be there. It is only through the experience and the duty that we perform for each other that the love is strengthened. Now, love can never be taken for granted. It should never be taken for granted, any more than you can take your stomach for granted simply because you ate tonight. Tomorrow is another day entirely. And if you don't perform your duty by feeding your face so that your face will feed your stomach, then you will surely die. And you understand that. So you continue to take care of business. Some of you do it too well. And you overdo it and hurt yourself. But the point is that love, like the stomach, has to be fed. And the thing that feeds and nurtures love is duty. Not I love you, baby. Yeah, that sounds real nice. Darling, I love you. You know, that's real nice. But the need of each individual to be satisfied, to be fulfilled, becomes the duty of the husband to the wife and the wife to the husband. And when we take care of our duty, which is binding upon us in a marriage. I mean, when you give your covenant that I will look after this woman, I will do thus and so and thus and so. And they say, do you so-and-so say you're going to do this? And you quickly say, yeah, man, get it over with. You want to hurry on to the honeymoon. Yeah. But the honeymoon is over so quick. Because the duty fails. Because oftentimes you really are getting acquainted with each other. And it is only through living together that you get to know one another. But I'm not suggesting that we just say, hey, let's live together so we can get to know one another. You can live with any woman or any man and get to know them, but the Quran and the Bible want us when we live together, to live together in a bond of matrimony where we have pledged ourselves to each other to perform a certain duty. No woman should give herself to a man without the pledge of that man to perform a certain duty by you. And that duty must be the maintaining of the female. And maintaining doesn't necessarily mean in the narrow sense going out getting a job. It means that too. But maintaining means that man is responsible for the general upkeep of the woman.
Here behind me, the crowd is going wild. They're waiting on Brother Levon X to give his next report. The brother has been very informative, and everyone is so excited about his next form of information. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Levon X.
Here he is, your Levon X. Your Levon X. Here he is, your Levon X. Conversation. Here he is, your Levon X. Your Levon X. Here he is, your Levon X. Information, conversation, stories too, maybe an interview. Brother, just keep it cool. We loving what you do, showing us self-respect. Can't wait to see what's next. Hey y'all, it's time for Bonnet. Here it is, the one and only. Here he is, Mr. Levon. I said, here he is, the one and only. Yeah, here he is, Mr. Levon. Information. Here he is, the one and only. Here he is, Mr. Levon. I said.